Okay, I'm over at my mechanic Steve's house. He's the guy rebuilding the engine there out of my white. That's the 354 Perkins. He's got the Powershift apart, and we couldn't find anything on YouTube that explained the Powershift on an Oliver White. So Steve's gonna give some synopsis on it. It's the first time he's messed with one of these. What do you gonna tell us about it, Steve?
Here we go. So this is the back of the Powershift where it mates with the transmission. There's a clutch assembly that goes in here. This is the piston that actuates the clutch. I'm just gonna put it together real quick so you know how to do that, I guess. Main thing is when you take them apart, pay close attention, lay them out as they came apart. Springs go inside these pockets, not where the bolt holes are. And the proper fluid before assembling. This shaft, this is the Sprag clutch, or the overrunning clutch. It talks about it in the shop manual, which is a good thing to have when doing this. Teeth.
Oh, so all the clutch teeth.
Yeah, because these are a pain to get. Engaged, it spins the whole thing. Oh, there goes my screws. And then disengaged, and allows this to spin. This is the overdrive clutch in the sun gear. This is the planetary gear. Whoops. This sticks out the back of the transmission, so all this goes through here. And then this sticks out the front of the transmission, and it sets down these cam into these clutch plates, just like similar to this one. This counter shaft sits below this gear and this gear, and that's the counter shaft there. Has a smaller gear in here which drives the oil pump, which mounts to that cover. We'll start putting it together in the housing and show you how it goes together. So we got an O-ring on the back here with a little grease on it. It needs to align with this passage because oil gets ported to it from the valve body. So manual says line it up, put it in, use the short bolt to hold it temporarily. So we're gonna put a little oil around this lip here. We got our hole here, our grease, our O-ring's still there. So this hole and that hole. And you can feel the air coming through that hole. So you're lined up. Passages out before you assemble it. There's no crap in there when you're using the shaft loosely. So you got two thrust washers here. They got a little tab on them. You put some grease, get them in there and stuck. And then the counter shaft is just gonna lay in the bottom, kind of out of the way until we put some other components. Install the counter shaft in the bottom of the case. Pay close attention to these bearings. They slide out real easily. You got one in each end of the counter shaft. Something else you should inspect on your rebuild. They're usually good unless the unit failed or something like that. But this has got to go like in through this hole. Ring aligned with this hole. Bushing goes in. Cupped surface towards the carrier support. When you pull them off and put them on, you got to get them to do that. So we're probably going to fight with this a little bit when we're putting the planetary gear on. Planetary gear, the bearing sits inside this cavity here. Seal ring down with your fingers, but there's no way to get to it to press on it with your fingers, so I don't know what the heck you're talking Shaft again, we got 2 more of those seal rings here. We got a thrust washer and another bearing. I'll make sure those are still there. On the other side, we got that clutch pack that's already assembled. So that goes through here. And this is why you had to keep that counter shaft forward, so this big drum will clear going through here. Counter shaft, this is the pin, goes through. Make sure you get your new O-ring on the end. The slotted end goes forward. And start it in the hole and get the thrust washer lined up. The pin just broke through there barely, and then start sliding the counter shaft.
So you're putting the planetary back in.
Yeah.
After taking it out, because the
Thrust washer fell out of the way. I'm still not far enough out of the way to get it in.
So what was the deal with the counter shaft? You
So
got
the counter shaft is what links the 2 halves of the transmission together. Basically the input shaft and the output shaft, because this is the output shaft that we just assembled, and the input shaft will go in next. But that clutch that we assembled first goes here, and that will, you know, with that locked and this clutch plaque in here unlocked is 1 speed, and then with this clutch open and this clutch open is another speed, and then with that clutch open and this clutch locked is a 3rd speed. And what it does is it changes the different rotations, and then this shaft, since it's meshed to this gear and it'll be meshed again to this forward gear, that's its purpose, is to allow for the 3 speeds basically. Only goof was this carrier had to go in. The book says put this in first, but really the first thing you do is get this counter shaft laying in the bottom of the housing. And then if your thrust washer falls off, you know, when you're trying to put the shaft in, just pull it back out of the way and take this drum back out. It gives you more hand space, unless you can get your hands in there and manipulate the washer through the hole or whatever. I obviously can't.
It's got big ape hands, so
Yeah.
it's got a little bit of a
I
problem.
put an X on it so that way I knew that this side was out. This bolt has to coincide with a hole in this clutch cover that goes on here, and it's orientated over here, so this bolt thread goes through the cover, through here, and then threads into this hole in the counter shaft. So you have to rotate it and get it close to where it needs to be. That's assuming why there's that big flat cut in the other end, so you could rotate it with a flat screwdriver once it's installed. But you know, I'd suggest go ahead and getting it close.
It's the overrunning clutch.
Oh, it's the Sun. I'll have to look again. In there, and you can see the gears down there from the planetary gear.
Yeah.
They have to mesh with that, and there's 4 of them. So that's part of the trouble. The other part of the trouble is there's 2 more of those seal rings here and down there. The first 2 seem to be going off without a hitch, but these ones are up here giving me a bit of trouble. So they should be meshed. See if that's the problem. It's the problem, all right. There's one. Oh, we're starting to push out the overrun clutch. Get that line back up and press back down. There we go. Now we're on to the next seal ring. I'm gonna try and work it around with the pick. It's metal, so you're not gonna damage it if you're just pressing on the side of it like I am. Don't use the pointy end, I'm using the side of it to push it in. And this is where you can check to make sure that this clutch is working right. It'll let it turn this way, but won't let it turn that way. There, it's down all the way now. It's gonna have us install all this onto the output shaft and put the housing on last. Oops, that's wrong. Yeah, this needs to stay. So that's the oil seal right here. That's what's gonna seal it on the shaft. But yeah, you do have an O-ring here. I don't know if that's to keep gear oil from the tractor transmission coming in here, or if it's just keep water out or whatever. O-ring's catching somewhere. Cover. There's a seal in here that you gotta change. You just take these 5 little bolts out of this bearing retainer. This guy drops through here. I need to use it for a clutch alignment tool, so I'm not gonna do that part. But once you do that, bolt that up, whole assembly comes back over to the tractor, or Powershift. You got a needle bearing in here and a seal also, which you have to pull the bearing to get to the seal behind it. You're gonna need a blind bearing puller. And I did it without wrecking the bearing. So, and that just goes in here. And it's not gonna be any fun because you gotta line these up with this clutch that's in here. So, you can watch me struggle with it for a little bit. I'll probably just turn that off. But all together minus the front cover.
So, which is like the bell housing, and then
The bell housing goes on.
pump goes down here, and the cover.
This allegedly is accessible when it's in the tractor, but the pump bolts here. So when it's installed, it sits like this, screen down, and rides on that gear in there and pumps it. That gear runs the pump. And the cover just goes back on like so. There's your shift gear linkage and stuff. We're gonna take that apart and clean it out. There's nothing really in there but springs and seals, pretty self-explanatory. You take that bolt out, if you're not holding on to it, springs and washers go flying. That's your pressure relief valve, so be careful there. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we got the front cover sits on here. Supports the bearing. And your bell housing here mounts on there. It's got your clutch fork, and that's about it.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks.